We just arrived here on Sugg Farm for our first pre-event visit, and what we're doing today is we're going to be measuring the grounds to make sure that the plans I've been working on for the last several months are actually workable and correct, and are going to make a great layout for this coming up Festival of Legends in April. Let's get started. It's such a weird space. It's a beautiful space, but here's the thing. It is just big and it's open, and you would think you have limitless possibilities, so how hard can that be? Well, first off, it's how do you border, how do you control, how do you establish parameters for a space like this? And then on top of that, the ground is not level. This is natural terrain, and there are hills and slopes everywhere, so the footprint may fit within the borders that I've painted, but if it's too hilly, if there's too much of a slope, that's not gonna work for that vendor. You know, I lay out a plan, I know the measurements and dimensions of the site, I create a plan on paper, and we need to check it against reality. So yeah, I'm sitting here with my clipboard full of a bunch of details and notes. Trusty measuring sticks, this is how I figure out vendor booth rows, kind of helps me establish the framework, the skeleton of the entire thing. So yeah, there's just a lot of little changes and things that just have to constantly be made, little tweaks.
Hi, I'm Michelle Cass. I am Jeff's wife, and I have been involved with the festival for several years now, long before we were married. In fact, I was an attendee at the very first Festival of Legends. I was with a group of friends. We liked it so much that we wanted to have a place to hang out, so we started doing the dragons, the big dragon puppet. We did that specifically because we wanted a tent and a place to hang out. I write most of the Facebook posts that get shared to Instagram for the festival, advertising our vendors. He does all the food and the acts. Day of, when we're setting up, I sit at the very entrance right there, meet all of our acts, all of our vendors, give them their packet, and assign somebody to take them to their spot. We joke that I loved this festival so much, I decided to marry it. I cannot wait for this festival, which is about a month away now. The time is just flying by.
All right, well, we're about done here for today. Hey, thank you so much for joining us on this little behind the scenes tour of just a little bit of the prep work that goes into making the Festival of Legends happen every year. If you want to learn a little bit more about how to have the best possible Festival of Legends experience, you should check out our last video. It's going to cover some of the rules, some suggestions, and some guidelines for having an absolutely fantastic weekend. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. And for more information about the Festival of Legends, visit www.festivaloflegends.com. Hope to see you in April.